A water tower is located 382 feet from a building. From a window in the building, an observer notes that the angle of elevation to the top of the tower is 37 degrees and the angle of depression to the bottom of the tower is 20 degrees. How tall is the tower? Okay, so we've in this building looking out the window somewhere, and you measure angle of elevation and depression off from horizontal. So let's make a horizontal line here. And to the top of the tower, that angle is 37 degrees. And then measuring to the bottom of the tower, that angle is 20 degrees. And so let's go ahead and make this right triangle here as we come over here, and this is 382 feet. So what we're interested in is finding how high the tower is. Now, as we look at this, I have two different right triangles here, and so if I divide this up and I have this piece be x and this piece be y, and I find each of those sides in those triangles there, then I could add the two together to have h. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at the upper triangle first, and I have the angle 37. X is the side opposite, and 382 is the side adjacent, so I'm going to use tangent. So I have tangent of 37 is going to be x over 382. So x is going to be multiplying the 382 over 382 times tangent of 37, and that is 287.86. I'm going to round to 2 decimal places. This doesn't say it here, but we're going to add round to 2 decimal places. Okay, so now I'm going to find y, and in order to find y, I'm going to use the lower triangle, and I see that y is the opposite side and 382 is the adjacent side, so I'm going to use tangent again. So I'm going to have the tangent of 20 degrees is going to be y over 382, and I can solve that for y by multiplying the 382 over. So 382 tangent of 20 is going to be 139.04. So now answering the question, how tall is the tower, I'm going to add those two values together, and I'm going to get 426.89. Now, in looking, if I actually added these two together, I would have 0.9, but what I did was I actually left these values in my calculator and I used those rather than use the rounding values, and that's a good idea so that you don't compound rounding errors. Now let's put units on there. So that one is feet. Now it wants to know how high the window is from the ground, so it wants to know this length right here, which is W. But if you look at this picture, that's also what I called y over here, because this ground and this horizontal that we use to measure angles of elevation are parallel to each other. So W is the same as y, and so that's going to be 139.04 feet.